Hello everybody, welcome back to Simple Game Review. Today I want to do a quick video. You might be asking yourself, so why am I in bed? Well, I'm in bed because I'm playing the Nintendo DS. This is my Nintendo DSi XL, and I've been playing a whole bunch of Mario Kart on this system. But I want to make a quick DS video because this is a very awesome console. Let me see how much battery I have right now. Battery... I took a picture of my flag. It's right there. Anyway, this is the Nintendo DS. I did make a video about how I got my Nintendo DS in 2025, and I really do love the Nintendo DS. There's no subscription services, there's no bull crap. Mine is the DSi XL, but I freaking love this system. I only got 3 games for it, as you can see. I got these 2, and then I got Mario Kart, I got Sega All-Star Racing, Sega Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, excuse me. I got Stars Battlefront, and obviously Mario Kart. But, I've been playing this off and on ever since I bought the system. I've had it for a little while now, and I actually grew up with the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo DS as my first handheld system. So before the Nintendo Switch and all that, I actually had a DS, and my original DS was actually the DS Lite. It was the white one, which got ruined because I would color a lot, and let's just say that my white Nintendo DS Lite as a kid eventually started to become blue because I would have like blue markers and stuff. But anyway, I love the Nintendo DS. The games were not $80, $90. You didn't have to really pay for subscription services, and the Nintendo DS was a lot more affordable, and it was a console that you could fit in your pocket, go everywhere with it. You could do PictoChat and actually chat with people like it's a phone. Had all kinds of games, free to play online. It was just an amazing time. And the reason why I picked up this Nintendo DS, I've had it for I believe I've had this one for like a month now. But the reason why I picked up the Nintendo DS in, these times, like even though I have a Switch, right? I have a Switch too. I really wanted to experience my childhood and go back to a more nostalgic console. Sure, I got the PlayStation 2, which is also nostalgic for me because I grew up with the DS and the PlayStation 2 as a kid. But the Nintendo DS, I think, holds a lot more like weight in my heart, if that makes sense. It's a lot more meaningful. There's a lot more value for me to have this console. And I was thinking I may actually buy the original DS to go with my DSi XL because I just love DS so much. I wanted to start building my DS collection. But I only made one video on the Nintendo DS. I want to make another one just to talk about it a little bit. But I've been playing Mario Kart on my Nintendo DS. I've been really enjoying... Oop, you can see my reflection right there. I've been really enjoying this system though. And it's just it's a time period where, I used to go to school in this time period, and the DS was around since like my teen years, and then I kind of fell out with the DSs because the 3DS came out. If I'm being completely honest, I never really liked the 3DS too much, but I have a pretty big history with the DSs. I've always loved these consoles, love the look of it, love the design of it, and I think that it's an interesting time because before Nintendo became insane with greed, and it was just a more simple time as well. You got to play with your friends with the DS play. You had Mario Kart, you had all these amazing games, DS, Tetris. The DS even had Call of Duty. I remember playing like Black Ops Zombies with like a friend, which I didn't really have many friends. It was kind of like a hangout with just people. But back in those days though, DS was just fantastic, and it still is a fantastic and wonderful system. I wish we can go back to that era, or maybe Nintendo could make a DS again, because it was just such an awesome system. It was such an awesome time period. You know, when I used to go to school, I would get bullied, I would get picked on, and I remember, you know, you'd go home, I would play my PS2, but I would also play my DS with Mario Kart, Black Ops Zombies on the Nintendo DS, and I never really got into the Wii. I was always like into the DS. You know, the Wii didn't even exist to me because my parents got me the white DS, and eventually I got a blue DSi XL, which got stolen from me. But that's why I pretty much picked up another one. It got stolen from me like a few years ago. But I think it's an amazing console. One of my favorite consoles definitely would be the DS. Not even lying. This thing is just so great. I love playing this. Again, I think it's a amazing console. It feels great. Great buttons. Love the D-pad. I'm gonna turn mine off so I'm not wasting my battery. But you know, it's one of those consoles that I will always be nostalgic for, just like the PS2 and GameCube and stuff like that. It's one of those systems that I think will always be great and have a place in my heart, and it'll always be a system that I have in my collection, especially now that I have one again. I've been actually enjoying it. You know, I don't play it every single day, but I do play it every once in a while. You know, maybe I'll wait 2 weeks and then play it again and pick it up. But you know, the interesting thing with this and the Switch is that honestly, I think the DS might be better than the Switch. Some people might say I'm crazy for saying that, but Mario Kart DS is like one of the best games, one of the best Mario Kart games I've ever played. It has Black Ops Zombies DS, which was also fantastic when that game came out. The DS has obviously Tetris. You have the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, which is fantastic. Just the library of games, I think, is fantastic for the DS. And even Nintendo Switches and the Switch 2 are like newer consoles that have pretty good libraries and are obviously more powerful. I just love the DS, you know. I also like how easy it is to replace my battery. You just take these screws off to replace your battery if your battery ever goes bad, you know what I mean? So the DS is very repairable in that aspect, and they're very cheap to buy. It has a great, massive library of games. One of the best Mario Kart games of all time. And it also has Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies that you can actually play in the palm of your hands. It's not exactly the same, but still, there's just so much cool stuff around the DS, so much cool vibes around the system. And you know, I have nothing but praise for it. There's really nothing I can say that's negative about the DS, you know what I mean? A lot of consoles have flaws. N64 games are freaking blurry. GameCube has disk drive issues and lasers go out eventually, and it looks like a kid's toy. Nintendo Switch 2 is expensive, $90, $80 games. The original Switch has Joy-Con drift. Nintendo Wii was kind of just a console for your grandma to pick up and play. But, you know, Nintendo DS, there's nothing really negative to say about this console. Yeah, I have my issues with some of the Nintendo systems, especially the Joy-Con drift issue with Switch. But DS, though, there's no Joy-Con drift. It has a massive library of games. There's no moving parts, no disk drive or anything. You just pop your games in and it works fine. It's the size of a cell phone. And, you know, you got PictoChat, you got all these games, you got Brain Age, which is also a huge deal. You got those animal pet games, you got the Animal Crossing game on DS. It's just, I don't know, some of these games on DS, in my opinion, are probably better than most of the crap we have on Switch 2. And a lot of the games, yeah, it doesn't have Smash Bros, obviously, like the Switch 1. But, like, just the library in general can keep you occupied. You know, the library of games for the DS, it can keep you coming back, and it can keep you busy for like decades. You know what I mean? Puzzle games, racing games, shooting games. The DS has literally everything on the system. And you know, it has touchscreen controls, you got Brain Age, you could easily change your batteries out of it if the battery has an issue. There's just so much positives with this console. And there's a reason why it's one of the best selling consoles of all time. It's because the DS is just that good. And in my opinion, the best DS to buy though would be the DSi XL. But like, the entire DS family is just great. Not the 3DS. I'm talking about specifically DS family. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm going to end it here. Hope you all have a lovely day or night. I just want to talk about the Nintendo DS. Leave a like, comment down below what you think about the Nintendo DS gaming console. But yes, great system. Has a huge library of games. And honestly, I'm debating with myself a little bit here, but even though I enjoy my Switch 1, the Nintendo DS might just have the edge when it comes to library, when it comes to its own Mario Kart game that it has. I don't know. I just love the system. But anyway, peace out. Oh yeah, Nintendo DS. Oh yeah.